Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I know I have been MIA for a while. I've just been super busy, but I'm going to be going over some of the recent pickups that I've did over the past couple of months. I know I usually do them monthly where I show off what I pick up for the whole month of January, February, but I think I'm going to change that and just start doing the recent pickups. It's just a lot more, I guess, easier for me instead of having to gather up all these games until the end of the month. So again, these are some pickups that I've done over the past couple of months that I haven't shown or haven't uploaded yet. So, and it's been a while. So I'm really just showing you the highlights of the pickups. So these are just ones that I wanted to point out and show you guys what I found. I definitely have been picking up a lot of games recently. And I actually feel like maybe next year I'm definitely have to slow down a lot more. I might even just not even pick up any more games because I have so many games in the collection, especially for the Switch collection. I have so many games that I still have to play through. But yeah, I think I'm gonna slow it down for this year coming up. Maybe do a little challenge and just for myself and not just not pick up games, right? But anyways, we're here for the recent pickups. I'm gonna be showing you just Switch stuff, just Nintendo Switch games that I've picked up for the collection. Also, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Norman and I go by Chill Collects here on YouTube, where I primarily focus on collecting games for the Nintendo Switch. So if you enjoy pickup videos, Nintendo talk, modern games, modern game pickups, whatever it may be, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Now again, I can't remember exactly when I picked up these games, but I kind of more or less know which one for sure I picked up the most recent. But I want to start off with this game. First game I have here is the Doinksoft collection from Devolver Digital. This is 3 games in 1 cart. 2 of the games which I have yet to play and never heard of, which is Gato Roboto and Gumbrella. Well, I have heard of Gumbrella, I've just never personally played the game. But the third game I have actually played before, and I actually have that game, the standalone game, which released physically, which is Demon Throttle. This is 3 games in 1 cart, which I always enjoy when publishers or developers release games into 1 cart, like multi games in 1 cart. You know, these collection video games in 1 cart where you don't require not like these other games where you have to hook up to the internet and download the full games, or the other games like the Metal Gear collection, which is kind of annoying. But what can you do? If you're getting it for the Switch, you kind of knew it was coming. But anyways, these are all 3 games, Doinksoft games into 1 cart. Again, I haven't played Gumbrella or Gato Roboto, but I have played Demon Throttle. Demon Throttle is the only game that I've played, and it's a pretty fun game. It's like a shoot 'em up or a shmup. I'm not sure how to define the game. It's just a you know, like a shooting game, where the screen's constantly scrolling up and down. You know, you gotta shoot everything in the way. So yeah, pretty fun game. I definitely got to try out the other games. They look pretty fun. But yeah, the Doinksoft collection for the Nintendo Switch. Now this game I have had on my radar for a while, ever since it was announced that they were going to have a physical version of this game. I think this game was already released digitally before, but it didn't have a physical until recently. And that game is Shadow of the Ninja Reborn, which is actually a remake or remaster of the original Kage Shadow of the Ninja that released back on the NES. This is such a fun game. The visuals on this remaster or remake is so good. It looks very nice. I've been playing it a lot recently. I've been trying to do kind of like a speed run of the game. So far I think I'm like about 5 levels in. I still got like 2 or 3 more bosses to go through, but this is such a fun game. Definitely recommend it if you enjoy games like these. Such a fun game, and it was pretty cheap. It's a newly released game for 30 bucks. I think it released for 35 bucks. So a lot of these games by Inan or, you know, small studios or whatever, I always tend to buy those because they're cheaper, and you know, they're cheaper games, but they're a lot of fun. So definitely, if you find this out there and you're interested in a game kind of like this, then definitely pick it up. This next game is another game that has been on my radar for a while. Again, this is another game that was released digitally already, but it didn't get a physical release until recently, and that game is Conscript. This is the Conscript Deluxe Edition. I'm not sure what's deluxe about it. It's the only version or copy you can get out there. But Conscript is a pretty much like a Resident Evil clone, and it plays like old school Resident Evil, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get the game. It gives you the vibe of old school Resident Evil 1 and 2 survival horror, classic survival horror. If you have not seen any gameplay on this, I would definitely recommend you checking this game out if you're into survival horror type games. I haven't played it yet. I've been trying to go through Shadow of the Ninja and then jump onto this one next. I've been playing so many games at once that I just haven't had time. You know what everybody says, right? We never have time. But yeah, Conscript for the Nintendo Switch. Another pretty cheap game. I think this released for $35 MSRP. So if you're into survival horror and you don't want to pay them expensive prices for old school like Resident Evil or whatever, this could be a good sub, and it's on modern consoles. So yeah, Conscript Deluxe Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Now GameStop is the main place where I primarily go video game hunting, or you know, to hunt for my Switch games, because they have such a bigger library than most retailers like Walmart or Target. This game stuck out, one, because it's a Spike Chunsoft game that I haven't heard of, and that game is Shiren the Wanderer and the Mystery Dungeon of Serpent Coil Island on the Nintendo Switch. It was on sale for $40 at the time. I think this was right before Black Friday started. You can see it originally sells for $60, which is a pretty expensive game, and I couldn't find myself paying $60 for a game that I've never heard of or was, you know, tempted to try but didn't want to pay full price. So I'm glad I was able to find it for a bit cheaper. I believe this is one of the games that are kind of like rising up in prices, and it's also another reason why I kind of picked it up, because eventually I didn't want to have to pay higher prices and the aftermarket. Not really a game that you see out there. I have played this game already. It's pretty fun. It's literally just Pokemon Mystery Dungeon but without Pokemon. You play as Shiren, or whoever you want to name your character as, but the protagonist is named Shiren, and you're with these, you know, you're going through dungeon crawling, and pretty much trying to fend off monsters at the end of the dungeon, releasing them, helping out villages. But it's a neat little game. Nothing crazy gameplay wise. Again, it's just it's like a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon clone, but without Pokemon. So if you like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and you want to play something similar to that, then definitely check out this game, Shiren the Wanderer. Now the next game is a classic for me. I had this game back when I had my original Xbox 360, and it was actually on sale for $10, which is pretty cheap. That game is Burnout Paradise Remastered for the Nintendo Switch, $10 at Walmart. I was surprised to see this game for $10. Well, not really surprised. It's just a game that not a lot of people maybe would consider picking up. Really, probably people that have probably played the original would probably pick this up, like myself. I wanted to get this game for a while. I just couldn't justify myself paying more than I guess $20 for it. But for $10, definitely had to pick this game up for the collection. Such a good game. Again, for me, it's just a classic. It just brings back so many memories when I used to play back on my 360. If you haven't played Burnout Paradise, I would definitely consider recommend this game for you guys to try out if you like. Not really racing games. It's more like of an arcade game where, you know, it has those cool effects where if you crash into another car, it goes in slow motion and, you know, just wrecks the whole car. But definitely a good game. I would definitely pick this up if you can find it for cheap. Now I know you guys see it already in the background, but the next game I picked up was the RetroRealms Halloween and Ash vs Evil Dead game. This is the I don't want to say maybe the deluxe edition or the special edition. I know there's a collector's edition, a big box, but I didn't want to pay $100 or over $100 for this. I thought the $80 for this game was it was all right. It was fine. I was fine with paying that, especially if I'm getting a big box with it, which I really like. It really reminds me of an old school like VHS. I don't know. It's just me, right? But I was fine with picking up the special edition of this game. I think the standard version, again, is pretty cheap if you just want the game without the goodies. It's like about $45, which I always enjoy when new release games are less than the regular going rate for video games, which is like normally $60. When they're under 60, under 50, I really do like those prices. Again, these other games are almost like indie titles like Conscript, the Doinksoft collection. Those were under $50. And well, this one I could have gone with the regular standard edition, but this is another game that I've been eyeing for a while, and that when they said that they were having like special editions of games, and if I see the game and it looks interesting to me and I see the special editions, then I might consider buying them. All this comes is just with a plush, a poster. I think you could play I don't know if it comes with the standard version, but you can play as Laurie Strode in the Halloween game. and some trading cards. I'm definitely going to be opening this soon. Is another game. It's like a retro inspired game. It's a platformer. I think it's actually done by Way Forward, so you know they're really good at making old school retro platformer games. Another collection based game, I guess you could say, that I picked up is Tomb Raider Remastered, the deluxe edition. This was $50 at Best Buy. Deluxe edition, like an actual deluxe edition big box game, for $50. I thought it was a good price. I think the standard edition is $30, so if you know, for $20 more, you get a steelbook and a little bit of extra stuff with the game. I thought, why not? I know it actually went on sale for $40, like the week I bought this the week before it went on sale. I think it was on sale for $40, the deluxe edition, so I missed out on that. But yeah, I never played any of the Tomb Raider games back on the PS1. Very interested to try them. I'm wondering how it runs on the Switch. I don't know if it's, you know, if it's buggy or it's glitchy or not, but I'm very happy to add this big box to the collection. I'm a sucker for big boxes, especially if they're, again, under market value or under what the going rate for new games are, which is $60. You know, $60, you don't even get a big box or a manual in game, but $50 for this, even, you know, for this big box, I thought it was a really good deal. So yeah, I added this game, picked it up. I picked it up at Best Buy. They only had like a couple left that weren't pre-orders. So yeah, Tomb Raider Remastered for the Nintendo Switch. This next pickup was a FOMO buy. I usually like picking up my games physically myself. I like going to the stores and picking them up myself. I do order some games, but it's just my preferred way of game hunting. But this one, everywhere I looked, I could not find a game. And then especially because of the news of Sega delisting a bunch of their games, and probably the only way you can play them is if you actually have the physical carts or the Nintendo Switch online service, which includes the Sega emulation thing. And that game is Sega Genesis Classics for the Nintendo Switch, which includes 50 or more classic Sega games into one card, so no download required. You get a whole bunch of classic Genesis and I think Mega Drive games in this collection. So yeah, I didn't think $22 was that bad for a bunch of classic, you know, games into one cart. The first time I ever ordered from VGP, and honestly, it probably won't be the last time. I'm starting to loosen up a bit more when it comes to collecting, especially if they're at good deals. This was on sale for $22, I believe. I think that was the sale price. I don't know what it originally goes for, but again, this was more of a FOMO buy because I didn't want to eventually later on pay higher prices to play classic games into one, you know, just because it's a compilation of games in one cart. So for $22, the Sega Genesis Classics collection on the Nintendo Switch. And last but not least, a more recent new release game and pickup, Ys 10 Nordic. I know it probably runs better on the other consoles, but I have the other two games on the Switch. I have Ys 8 and Ys 9 in my collection, so I figured I might as well just keep them all within the same system. So yeah, Ys 10 Nordic on the Nintendo Switch. I've never played any of the Ys games, but I do love RPGs and I do love NIS America. I have a bunch of NIS America games in my collection. I think that I think the majority of my collection is just NIS titles, honestly. But yeah, a new release game. I did not pay $60. I think I paid $45 because this was pre-owned. I think even pre-owned it was going for $55, which is not that much of a difference when you're buying a new game. But I did have a 10% coupon, 10% off coupon, and then my $5 monthly, and it brought it down to like $42. So I only ended up paying like $40 for the game, and it's the newest entry into the Ys series, I believe. I am interested in buying the Origins game. I think that releases next year, but yeah, I definitely need to give the Ys game, these Ys games a try. I have not played any of the games. Let me know if you've played these games in the comments down below, and which game I should start with. Well, like I said, I do have the other two. I think I just might as well start with 8. But yeah, Ys 10 Nordic for the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, those were all the recent video game pickups or highlight pickups that I've done over the past couple of months. I have picked up a lot more than these. They're in the bag, they're already in the shelf, but these were just more of the ones that I kind of just wanted to highlight, especially because nowadays you don't really see a lot more of the niche stuff when people pick up video games. Not that there's a problem with that. I just personally like showing off more of the niche titles. There's definitely not just niche titles like Tomb Raider. Everybody knows Tomb Raider, or you know, the Ys game probably. But some of the other ones like the Conscript game, which is a indie release, I would say, or the Doinksoft collection. A lot of these games are releasing for under $60, and I would definitely consider it if you're collecting for modern games and you're looking to get more bang for your buck. If you're not willing to pay the $60, there's definitely games out there that are under $60. So these are just some games that I would recommend. You know, obviously I picked them up, so I wouldn't have picked them up if I didn't want them, unless I got them for like a super cheap deal. Then yeah, I picked them up. But these are games that I've been eyeing for a while. So yeah, those were my recent pickups. Let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite pickup, I guess, from the video. Which game stood out to you? Definitely some good games in here that, you know, I'm adding to the collection. So very happy with the purchases at the end of the day. Hopefully I could come out with another video soon. I've been slacking off a lot as far as content creation goes, but maybe do some topic talks or something. Let me know in the comments down below what I should talk about, or if you have anything to talk about. Maybe if you leave a comment, spark me to do a video talking about that topic. But anyways, that's it for the pickups. These were all the pickups, and if you enjoy the content, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until next time, guys, peace.